we have a very special guest as we have a run-up to the pre-budget stories. Harsh Mariwala, President of FICCI, who's also the Chairman of Marico, with India Inc.'s wish list to Pranab Mukherjee. Mr. Mariwala, thank you very much for joining us. It's a pleasure having you this evening on the show. Let me ask you the most important question of them all. Is this budget going to be a tick mark or could it be a game changer according to you?
I think a lot will depend on what happens in UP because the budget will be followed by UP results. And ideally speaking, the government should have two budgets, one depending on whether they've been able to get a new alliance partner, and again depending on what has been the result in the UP elections. If they have a strong alliance partner as well as good results in UP, I think that improves their overall bargaining power in the Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha, as well as overall in the government. And if they're not able to, then to some extent they'll have to go, shall I say, safer based on, because in the past they've had some, shall I say, retractors. They've gone ahead and then gone backwards, whether it's FDI in retail or even in things like the company bill, which was going to get passed and again it was stalled. So I think a lot depends on alliance partners, and I think that's where they're facing problems.
Of course it does, Mr. Mariwala, but the point is that, politics is something that we can't take away from this budget for sure. But let me ask you from an economic standpoint, do you see that the finance minister will use the opportunity of this budget and the tough environment to pull away the fiscal stimulus, including excise duty offered to sectors like yours?
See, I think in FMCG what happens is most of the FMCGs have established units in excise-free zones in Uttaranchal and in near Baddi, So anyway, even if it is not rolled back, there is no impact of that on the FMCG products, most of the FMCG products. Separately, whether they will roll back or not, or whether they will go back to the earlier levels, I don't think so, considering the fact that the overall economic growth is in the range of 7%. Any increase in excise duties will impact the demand further. So areas like consumer durables or auto, they can't afford to bear more excise, especially when there is demand has gone down. And I think more importantly, the interest costs have risen. And if the interest costs are down, then to that extent, the government could have taken an excise increase.
So Mariwala, the other issue that your industry and India Inc. in general would want more clarity on is GST. We still don't have political consensus on this critical reform, really. What do you expect to hear from the finance minister on the goods and services tax in budget 2012?
I don't think it can come on its own, because clearly you require help from other states in terms of the constitutional amendment bill which is required to be passed. Separately, there are certain issues to be ironed out as far as GST is concerned, whether it is the compensation to be paid to states for the CST reduction from 4 to 2%. So I think he can lay some sort of a roadmap and resolve certain pending issues about compensation, a few other things. Even some of the states are complaining about the IT support, information technology support for making GST happen. So I think he can lay some roadmap that by this date I will do this, so that the GST is launched hopefully after 1 year. But in this budget, to expect GST to be launched is, it's just not possible.
He's been laying a roadmap on GST for years now, hasn't he? But Mr. Mariwala, do you also think he could use this budget to make some moves on FDI, some of the sectors that we've been talking about for a while now, including retail, defense, insurance?
He would like to, but again, a lot depends again on what is the stance taken by alliance partners, because alliance partners go back on certain, then they just can't go ahead, So to that extent, you have to understand that the government's hands are tied if it means that they have to progress on certain things which requires cooperation from some partners, So, the key areas where FDI was expected to happen and it has not happened is the FDI in retail and FDI in aviation. So I think a lot depends on the UP election, and a lot also depends on the relationship and the overall understanding with the alliance partners.
So why do I get a sense, Mr. Mariwala, that you're pretty sure that this is likely to be a sort of political budget. But if I was to ask you about a choice between prudent and populist, which one would you pick? Populist, given the tough times.
I don't think they have, shall I say, they have the resources to make it a populist budget, because separately there's a fiscal deficit which has exceeded the budgetary projections. So there will be a need to cut down the fiscal deficit. So to that extent, the finance minister will be either forced to levy certain additional taxes, and items like cigarettes and a few other things will definitely get taxed much more.
But, sir, just to interrupt you there, sorry about that, but, you know, a sense then, since you're pretty clear, this populist is not something that's ideal given our fiscal situation, purely from an FMCG point of view, something you alluded to earlier on the excise duty side, which you do not expect to be hiked, but what else do you expect FMCG will see?
See, as I said earlier, you know, there is, most of FMCG is in excise-free zones for the time being. So at this stage, I don't think there is, and the biggest need was from the point of view of GST introduction, which is not likely to happen. So FMCG, I really don't think that directly he can do anything to impact the industry. The indirect way he can do is to stimulate demand by reduction, to basically to readjust slabs in terms of income tax slabs, so that there is higher take-home income in consumers' hand. And separately, I think there has to be some adjustment for inflation also, because inflation has been high, specifically for last 1 year. So I think he will take some steps to adjust for inflation, so that the overall take-home pay at the earlier level is maintained. So provide for inflation of say 10%. So I think those kind of steps he may take. But separately, I think the key thing to watch out for is how is he able to meet the reduced fiscal deficit target for the next year, and is he using certain innovative initiatives or steps to reduce fiscal deficit. And I think that's where he can actually make an impact.